First, I want to thank you for honoring me with your prize. I have enormous respect for what Yella is doing. One thing I know from having spent the last nearly 30 years trying to do all I could to contribute to peacemaking between Arabs and Israelis is that at the end of the day, while it is critically important for leaders to be able to make peace, it's also fundamental that if publics don't believe in it, it's very hard for them to take those steps. It's less likely that they will do what is necessary, and that peace ultimately has to be between peoples, not just between leaders. I've seen periods when times were very hopeful. I've seen periods when the times were much less hopeful. It's obviously the case that we're in a difficult time now. The one thing I can say without qualification is we cannot give up. If you give up, you give in to those who reject the very idea of peace. And the one thing that we cannot do is give in to those who reject the very notion that there's the idea, the concept of peace between Israelis and Palestinians. It has to be two states for two peoples. There's no other way. These are two peoples who need to live together because there is no alternative. Neither one of them is going to disappear. Neither one of them can be denied. So there has to be a way to live together between Israel and the larger neighborhood. This is obviously a challenging time as well. Maybe it appears that peace in some ways is less likely, but I don't believe so. I believe ultimately if peace is between peoples, then having states that become much more representative is ultimately a good thing. This is a trying time, it's a testing time, it's a time of challenge, but the one thing I can say with certainty is you can't give up. And Yella represents what is a new approach. It's an approach that says that whatever the leaders are doing, we need to break down the boundaries between peoples. We need to be able to reach out to each other. We need to relate to each other as people, not demonize each other. Understand that everyone has needs and fears and hopes, and you embody what can be a very strong grassroots effort that, if it builds momentum, can also inspire not just publics but also leaders. So I salute you for what you're trying to do. I believe it's critically necessary, and I believe ultimately, no matter how difficult things may be right now, that sooner or later we'll find that peace is something that becomes possible. Good luck to you, and I'll watch your progress very carefully. Thank you.